Hey everyone, welcome back to BelleAire Radio. I'm your host Kiera Kelly, and I'm here with Professor Lipscomb.
Hi Kiera, have you done your Christmas shopping yet?
Not yet, it's coming too fast. Have you?
I do not do that until Christmas Eve.
But that's crazy, the stores are packed by that time.
No, we've got too much work here to do on channel 142 HBCU, so that's where my mind is. The other stuff will take care of itself later.
So today we have an interesting show. We have two segments, one being research that I did for my senior capstone class with Professor Jeffries, and I had to focus on the experience students had at different types of institutions.
And when does that work due?
Tomorrow.
Okay, good. Glad you're not waiting until the last minute.
Right. And then we have a second segment is dealing with Ebony Abroad. Can you tell us more about that, Ms. Lipscomb?
Ebony Small is a student who works with international programs here at Bennett College. And she got a chance to sit down with 3 Bennett Belles who are traveling abroad next semester to ask them about what they're doing to prepare for these trips. And in the weeks to come, the Ebony Abroad segment is going to feature many of the efforts that are made here at Bennett College involving international activities, not just traveling abroad, but things that Bennett students do in the community. So you've been doing a lot of research. It's crunch time for students now. Tell me about this project you've gotten yourself into.
So I first had an interview with Paris Wilson through Skype, and she attends UNC Charlotte, which is a predominantly white institution, but she has also attended an HBCU, Bennett College. So I asked her, what does an HBCU mean to her?
What's an HBCU to me? I feel that an HBCU, now that I have experienced one, is a place where people that look just like me can get an education and actually want to better themselves at life. Before going to HBCU, I was so against it. Please don't crucify me, but I would just felt that I've heard a lot of negative things about HBCUs, like people are ghetto or people don't want you to succeed, and that's what I've always been told. So when you're told that, you're gonna believe it, especially if you haven't experienced that starting out in a young age. So with that being said, now that I have gone to HBCU, I love it. It's absolutely amazing. It was the best experience of my life. I am genuinely happy that I could meet people and get to know people that look just like me, that wanted to succeed in life and that want to better themselves. Like, that was just beautiful and amazing to me. And I just feel that HBCUs don't get the credit they deserve, because it really can encourage, someone within the Black community. So the people I was around, they really made me want to become a better version of myself, and they really made me feel like I wanted to become better at my career choice and better as a person. And it was just amazing. It's like a sisterhood like no other, especially because I came from Bennett, so it was an all-girls school filled with Black women, and usually that's frowned upon. Usually we have a lot of stereotypes stating that Black women don't get along, Black women don't want to see the next one succeed, and that's so untrue, because coming from an HBCU filled with Black women, it was phenomenal. It was amazing. And each and every woman was absolutely amazing. And I am honored that I could have been a part of that.
I asked Paris what a PWI means to her.
A PWI to me, well, I have a different outlook now. Straight out of high school, I knew I wanted to go to UNC Charlotte, which is a PWI. I was conformed to think that a PWI was filled with diversity. Oh, you have to experience diversity. What are you going to do at an HBCU? You're not going to have that diversity that you're going to need in the workforce. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. It's a really great school, but being at a PWI, I definitely do not get the same vibe I did when I was at a HBCU. And being at a PWI, it didn't feel like home. And I'm still there, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's a great school. They have all of these activities and all of these campus functions and all these places that you can eat. Oh my gosh. And, it's just so wonderful and it's a beautiful place. But never really resonated home for me. It's like I literally go to class, go to work, come home. Like I've never, to this day, I can't even count on one hand how many people I have met that I'm actually friends with on that campus. And that says a lot. I've been going there for 2 years now, so 4 semesters. And I feel like coming from a PWI that's especially that big, the Black people are separate. We don't come together as we should, as if we were at a HBCU. So, us as Black people at a PWI, well, at my school anyway, I don't want to generalize. I feel that we meet someone, we form our own little cliques, and we stay with our clique. We rarely just come together as a full-blown Black community. And that's a problem. And so, all this uproar before I went off to college saying, oh, you need to be at a PWI. You need to be at a more diverse school because diversity is key. You're going to need that diversity when you get into the workforce. It's true, but it's not, diversity is good, it's great, but it's not going to mean a lot if you're at a big school and you're not networking and you're not, you don't know anybody there. So, I'm not going to know how to work with different cultures if I don't talk to anyone, or if anybody doesn't want to talk to me. If everybody's forming their own little cliques and going, it's not gonna matter. So now a PWI to me is a split community, like a divided community.
So I asked Paris basically to sum up her college experiences, and I also asked her if she could do it all over again, would she do it the same way or differently?
But basically, in a nutshell, HBCU, for me, unexpectedly, was the best experience I could have ever had. On one end of the spectrum, I would say, yes, I still would have transferred. And that's just because had I not transferred, I wouldn't be able to experience what I have experienced and know what I know. But on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like I got more out of the HBCU. So I probably would not have transferred. I wouldn't have made up my mind so quickly to transfer. I just feel like HBCU is where it's at.
Did anything surprise you about that?
Honestly, what surprised me is Paris not wanting to attend an HBCU, attending an HBCU, dreading it, transferred to a PWI, now goes to a PWI and wishes she was back at a HBCU.
And it was interesting that she said even though she seemed to enjoy the HBCU more, that she liked having that overall perspective. And
now let's turn it over to Ebony Abroad. I can't wait to hear this new segment.
Hi, my name is Ebony Small and I'm a junior here at Bennett College. Welcome to Ebony Abroad, where we will highlight the international experiences of the students at Bennett College. Today I'm here with 3 Bennett Belles who will be studying abroad in their spring semester of 2016. So first I want to start off by allowing them to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Jaza Wesley. I'm a junior psychology major, sociology minor from Olympia, Washington, and I will be studying in Cyprus, Greece, with the Global Semesters program. I chose this program because I'm a psychology major and they have courses offered in their program that Bennett doesn't have and other programs didn't have, so I really wanted to take advantage of those course opportunities.
Great.
Hi, my name is Olivia Levin. I am a senior biology major, international affairs minor. I am studying abroad in Zanzibar, Tanzania with the School for International Training, conducting research on sustainable development and natural resource management.
Hello, my name is Joy Ngbo. I am a business administration major. I am a junior from Brooklyn, New York, and I will be studying in Cyprus, Greece. And the program is Global Semesters also. And my reason is to study abroad and take advantage of the opportunities.
Great. It's so nice to meet you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. Being a college student as well, I know that we can have a lot of financial barriers that we have to cross before we study abroad. So I'm really interested to know what you guys had to save to go so far and pursue your studies.
Well, actually, I didn't have anything to save. I was so broke, but thankfully, with the help of Ms. Todd Hunter in the Study Abroad office and the encouragement of the admissions counselor at SIT, which is the School for International Training, I was able to receive the Gilman, so that's $5,000. I was also able to receive one of the Access Africa scholarships, which was $10,000. And so that brings me to a total of $15,000 for my study abroad program, which is $21,000. I've got a Pell Grant, and there's some more awards on the way, so I'm just really, really thankful. That's
amazing, Olivia. What about you guys?
Another reason why I chose the Cyprus program is because it was one of the relatively cheaper study abroad programs. So it's actually cheaper going abroad in Cyprus than it is, doing another semester at Bennett. So I'm financially cleared with Bennett, and so therefore I'll be financially cleared for Cyprus. So tuition and everything will be covered for while I'm abroad. As far as, spending money, I've been saving, and I've done, a research fellowship, and so I will be saving like that whole $1,000, and then also my refund check, I'll be also using that while I'm abroad.
Wow, I'm so glad you mentioned that. A lot of students, especially here at Bennett College, are so intimidated by the costs that can be included with studying abroad. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that your tuition is covered in both places. What about you, Joy?
Well, for me, I have out-of-pocket money from family, so that will be helping me towards my study abroad.
So how did you ask your family members for money to study abroad?
It wasn't really an ask. They were willing to give it to me. They were just like, oh, I saw that you're doing well in school, and I'm willing to help you with your study abroad experience.
That's great. That's great. No matter what you're doing while you're studying abroad or where you're studying abroad, of course, the main thing that people are going to be intimidated by or interested in is the language spoken. So I want you guys to speak about your language experience with the location that you're visiting.
I'll be learning Kiswahili. I chose that program. One of the reasons why I chose the program was because we had a Kiswahili intensive program in its field studies. So I won't be necessarily sitting in a classroom learning the language, but I'll be having a lecture period, and then they'll immerse us into the open air markets and with the locals, so I can really get that full understanding of how to communicate in Kiswahili. There's also a Rosetta Stone here at Bennett College in the Global Studies, so I've kind of been practicing on that. And then Dr. Gwendolyn Bookman, she also has a few DVDs on Kiswahili, so I've been kind of learning that.
Great.
In mine and Joy's host country, they speak Greek, and they also speak English. So the classes I'll be taking will be in English, but I'm also taking a Greek language and culture class, so I will be getting a little bit of the immersion with the Greek language.
Cool.
And I will also be taking a Greek language course, and that will help me to broaden my language
Oh, you'll get practice while you're studying abroad, definitely. So I'm interested to know what would happen if you're on a plane going to your destination, and all the passengers on the plane are from Cyprus. And a man is sitting beside you, and he just goes on and on speaking to you in Greek. What would you do? Because you guys can barely speak the language, right? So what would you do?
I don't know how to say it. I don't speak English and Greek, but maybe that's something I should research before going.
Yeah, that's what
so I can let them know, oh, no, I speak English. I don't speak your language. Or
if they have Wi-Fi on the plane, you can kind of type it into Google.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah.
Use your research.
And then press the app to say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a little translator.
Yeah.
Or just use sign language.
Yeah.
So speaking of Wi-Fi, I know that would be a huge thing for me to get over while I was studying abroad. Let's say you're in a rural area and they don't have great Wi-Fi connectivity or great sources that you could use. So in a time like this, if you're studying abroad in an area that doesn't have the technology that we do, how will you get over that?
That's easy for me, actually. I am not a big fan of technology. I don't watch TV. I might watch a little Netflix. I don't really have a phone. I communicate through email because I feel like a phone is an electronic leash and I get so drained. Just got a Facebook back specifically for the study abroad. So I'm it's going to be really easy. We actually have a homestay in Pemba Island, which is one of the rural areas of Tanzania, Zanzibar. And there's no electricity, period. No running water, nothing, because we want to get that in-depth experience of what it's like to live without those necessities.
You're fearless.
I'm so excited just to be in touch with nature and be in touch with yourself and just be one with your surroundings without the constant technology communication. So I'm actually very excited. The only thing that I regret about not having that Wi-Fi is that I'm going to be a week without communication with my fiance, and we talk every day. So it's going to be hard, but write letters during that time and send them after I get the Wi-Fi. So
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're going to have Wi-Fi there. It isn't really rural, so it would be easy for us, but for me, I like calling my parents a lot, so it would be kind of hard for me. I'm going to miss my parents, but I'm really open to the opportunity of, just venturing out and just talking to Jayza whenever I need support. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could be as fearless as Olivia.
Me either.
But yeah, as Joy said, we'll have Wi-Fi connection. We'll be staying, on campus in an apartment, Wi-Fi access. So we might not have to worry about, the whole electricity and Wi-Fi aspect. But I definitely want to try to not focus so much on staying in contact with, everyone at home constantly. I really want to branch out and step out of my comfort zone and really immerse myself in the culture.
Are you ladies single?
Yes.
Are you, Jayza?
Yeah, no, I actually have a significant other.
Oh, wow. Let's say, Joy, someone approached you on the plane or on your study abroad travels and, wanted to flirt with you a little bit, get to know you, and wanted to pursue speaking with you. How would you handle that?
I would take the opportunity because it's a guy from abroad.
But you're there to study,
But
Joy.
I am there to study.
Study what?
I am there to study, but I know that it's a different country, and I am really open to it because, for me, as in being in America, you have different guys who are as different from people in Greece. So I would like to take that opportunity, but whatever happens, happens.
So I want to get a little bit more serious. So let's talk culture shock. So I know this is something that you guys just talked about, I'm sure, in your pre-departure session with Ms. Todd Hunter, the interim director of the Center for Global Studies at Bennett College. So how do you guys think that you'll overcome the barrier or prevent yourself from experiencing culture shock?
I think the fact that that me and Jayza we're going to be roommates, so I can always go to her when I'm feeling down or whatever, so that would be a great way for me to get through that barrier. So that would be good.
Yeah, and I don't think you can prevent culture shock because even, in America, I'm from Olympia, Washington. It's about an hour from Seattle. Coming to Greensboro, North Carolina, that was a culture shock. And so I kind of had a little bit of experience with dealing with culture shock. And so I'm a little not so nervous about dealing with culture shock when I'm abroad. But like, Joy said, I'll have joy. And I just have to remember, you're in another country. They don't do things how we do it in America.
Exactly.
And maybe we can even educate them on, what Americans do. Say they stereotype us as being lazy or fat or loud or rich, just telling them, that's not how all Americans are.
Exactly. One major thing that I find important about studying abroad or immersing yourself in any other culture is education. So you educate them about your culture, they educate you about theirs. So what is one thing that you think you could educate your fellow Bennett Belle sisters that haven't studied abroad, that are fearful of things like culture shock or financial instability or things like that? What is one lesson that you could bring back from your travels for them?
Yeah, I definitely want to do a program when I come back, talking about my experience abroad and just letting students know that it's not only affordable, but even if you do a more expensive program, as Olivia did, there's scholarship opportunities that you can apply for and that, you can go abroad. And it's a great opportunity we should all take advantage of because I think it's less than 2% of college students study abroad and then less than 0.5% of that is African American
Exactly.
females.
What about you, Olivia?
With culture shock, my program, I'll be in Africa. And even though the majority of people in Tanzania will look like me, it's still not the same culture. So not only do we have that aspect, but in my program, I'm going to be the only woman of color there. So it's going to be, it's going to be a learning experience, definitely a learning experience. And I would just advise the Bennett Bells who have a similar experience or who will have a similar experience, even if you travel to a graduate school where you're the only woman of color in your department. Learn about yourself, know yourself, and be comfortable with your growth and your progress. Always be culturally sensitive. It's easy to prejudge someone based off looks. And it's easy for me to say don't prejudge, but that's just a natural instinct that we have. But in your prejudgment, always take that extra step to try to find a common ground with somebody, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have the same emotions, different experiences. So
that's great.
I don't know if did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay.
You did, of course.
I would say that it's 4 years, and taking advantage of this experience, it would be it's really positive and causes people to mature. So I would say, to my Bennett sisters to just take the opportunity and go for it. Just even if it's, financially hard, it's still to take advantage of it.
Like when Joy said that it was going to be financially hard, keep trying to study abroad. If it's in your heart to do it, do it. This is going to be my 4th time trying to study abroad. The first time I was supposed to go with Duke OTS for Costa Rica. Things didn't work out toward the end. I tried 2 more times in between there, and it seemed like it just kept getting shot down at the last minute. I got accepted, money was coming in, something got shot down. Something as simple as a signature. But when you're ready to go, it's almost like when the universe is ready for you to go, you will go. I mean, I've got scholarships coming in. I don't need signatures. Plane tickets paid for. Just things like you'll be ready for it. Just don't lose your drive. I could have quit after time 3 because they say 2 times a charm, but I was like, no, I'm not leaving Bennett until I have this experience, and it'll work out for you.
Those are great answers. And one thing that I really want to make note of is that another thing that could change people's minds from studying abroad is that they think that the whole experience will be sitting in a classroom, learning a language, going home to a cool homestay family, looking at the country, and that'll be it. But I want to make note that there are several other avenues that you could take besides studying abroad. Also, you could travel abroad to immerse yourself in another culture while participating in service learning activities, while conducting research, while learning more about entrepreneurial studies and internships. There are several avenues. So I want to mention one of the other avenues that Bennett College specifically has, and that's called AIESEC, AIESEC. So I, of course, am one of the representatives of that here. And basically, AIESEC strives to provide leadership opportunities to students abroad by providing internships and volunteer opportunities. So that was a great ending point, I think, to our interview. I thank you guys so much for coming out and participating and sharing with your fellow Bennett sisters about study abroad opportunities available. So during each of these ladies' study abroad experience, they will be checking back in with us. So if you enjoyed this interview and enjoyed their personalities and all that they had to say about study abroad, tune back in with us. Can you ladies please explain how you'll be sharing your live feedback of your study abroad experience with us?
Yeah, FaceTime, Skype. Well, I'll leave my contact information before I leave. Also, I might be doing a little bit of journaling and taking pictures, and I can send that to you guys too for updates.
Great, thank you.
Like I said, I'll have a few homestays where I won't have access to Wi-Fi, but when I do, I'll be sure to call back through Skype. I'm gonna keep my blog updated, so I just got one. I'll leave that information with you guys before I go, and yeah, we should stay in touch.
Facebook, Instagram, I'm available to I'll leave my information too with Miss Lee, and so you can get information from her.
Thank you ladies so much.
Okay, you all, that's it for BelleAire Radio. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. I enjoyed hearing about people's experience at institutions and hearing about study abroad.
And I think those young ladies are going to have a great time in addition to getting a lot of learning done next semester.
Yes, I believe so as well. But I want to make sure you guys get out there, get your Christmas presents for your loved one. Do not wait for the last minute like Mr. Lipscomb. Make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday at 4:30.
Send all your presents for Kiera Kelly to Bennett College. Attention, Kiera Kelly Christmas presents. And we'll see if we can get you a few more this holiday season.
Yeah, I wish. But thanks for joining us here on BelleAire Radio. Catch us next Wednesday at 4:30 right here. Now let's get into a selection with Bennett College's choir.